Radio Super.
Anticipated like Harold and Kane at the light. Niggas thought I made a left, then I came with a right. Nigga, we undisputed. Close your eyes, say goodnight.
It's alright, lil' cuz, you can never understand it. I be having Christians like, boy, goddamn it.
Oh man, welcome back to the Gray Space. I'm Zeke, that is Dre.
Yepers.
And we are back with a fire interview this week, man.
Yeah, man. You know how we do, man. And this one is this one's special, you know what I'm saying?
That it is.
But before we get into that, make sure you subscribe to become part of the tribe. Do us right, hit that like and comment, because you are rocking with the content. Now, got some special people up in the building, bro.
Yeah, man. Yes, we do.
And you know how I do, man. I gotta bring, I gotta make sure they're introduced correctly. You know what I'm saying? Our guests today are not only pioneers, but could be considered the backbone of Arizona hip hop. In their early years, they painted a true backdrop of Phoenix, now known as a party hub via the Super Bowl and golf. But in reality, a place of deep culture and history. Their combined catalog is one to be proud of, with songs like Soldier and Way West, and they are not finished. From the mixtape era to now streaming, they came together as two juggernauts to give us For the Culture, a collective showcase of the OGs of AZ hip hop. We are here to dive into their history, their upcoming project, and much more. Please welcome Bookie and Yog Westwood to the Gray Space.
What's up, fellas?
Yeah.
Hear the crowd?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Fake sound effect.
Yo, Westwood. I like it. I should have plugged that into the board, you know what I'm saying? We should have had it on top, you know what I mean?
Yogi Bear!
Yeah, man.
What's going on, fellas?
Everything's good, man.
Good, man.
Glad we get you guys out here to what we call SoCal, Arizona.
SoCal, Arizona.
You know what I'm saying?
SoCal.
Yeah, man. You know, when you say way west, we are way
West.
We are way west. Pleasure having you guys, man. I've been a fan of you guys for many years. You know, I was young and listening to you guys and coming out of high school, you know what I'm saying, and just that scene at that time of you know, Juice, who's now Richie Evans, Willie.
Shout out Richie.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Shout
you guys. Early on, iRock, Rockadollar, you know what I'm saying? The list goes on. And, you know, I think a lot of what you guys did for the culture out here, no pun intended, was tremendous. And I'm so glad that you guys are back, you know what I'm saying, and showing and bringing something together to show kind of what, you know what I'm saying, what needs to be shown, what y'all really, the work y'all put in. But I want to take it back just a little bit real quick for people that are not familiar. You know, talk about kind of those early years back in like 05, 06 of you guys really putting a lot, and even before that, putting a lot of work in, and how you guys came to be Bookie and Yog Westwood.
Well, you want to start this big? I'm going to let Yog do it this
Okay.
time. He always put me first, so I'm going to let him go this time.
Something happened here on my live.
Yo,
You know, live comes first.
Right. Right. That's all good.
So, when Yog Westwood, man, I started rapping probably back in the quad at South Mountain High School. Left it alone for a long time. When I was 16, we were on our way to getting signed by Motown.
Okay.
So back then we didn't like have studios and shit like we got. There was like Circle K's now.
Right.
To actually be that age and going to like these studios that like are crazy, because these studios aren't like what we have now.
Mm-hmm.
These were real studios,
Mm-hmm.
and it cost lots of money.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, so back then, you know, I was doing that, and then I probably left music alone for about 12 years.
Okay.
And lived life, and then ran back into my high school partner that never left it alone.
Okay.
And I remember I was at the Blaze nightclub in like 05.
Shout out to the Blaze.
Blaze, with
Shout out to the Blaze.
quarter drinks.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
Shout out to the Blaze.
So I ran into my buddy, and he kept telling me that I needed to come see his studio. But now, mind you, I'm thinking years ago, you ain't got no damn studio like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what could you possibly have?
Right.
So I get up in this little office space that he has, and he's got like a desk with an Iowa stereo, little computer, and a Chinese partition. That was the booth.
Okay.
So I got up in there, and I actually kind of laughed at him, to be honest with you. Like, this is a joke type thing. And then he hit play. And that was when I think he was working on like Sonar Cakewalk or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
And he hit play, bro, and I could not believe what came out them speakers. Boo-boo. I couldn't believe it. And I was hooked. From that point forward, I was hooked. And so I went and got a little $300 E-Machine Windows from Walmart.
Right.
He gave me a jack copy of I think it was Pro Tools at that time. No, Fruity Loops.
Okay, so Fruity Loops,
yeah, he gave me a busted copy of that, and I've been hooked ever since, man. And then from there, it went from like Big Yogi to Yog Westwood. It went to just Yog, and then Westwood came along. That's a whole nother story. And I just couldn't stop, bro. I went and went and went. And then I kind of got blackballed in Arizona when Nipsey Hussle came out. Because my shit is all about gangbanging, like, for real. Like, coming up, that's what I was talking about. And so when Nipsey came out here in 12, there were some shootings that had happened. Funny part about this is I wasn't even in Arizona. I was in California with Brother Lynchung doing a show.
Okay.
So I wasn't even here. But Mesa and Phoenix came together. Mesa, Tempe, and Phoenix came together and got to all the promoters and said you couldn't book anybody that had gang affiliation.
Okay.
Yeah. My name was at the top, and I couldn't do shit here. I couldn't get a show.
That's crazy.
Then when I would get a show, I would act stupid and tear your shit up. And you know, if I had 10 minutes and you cut me at 9 minutes and 45 seconds, then the whole show's over.
You troublemaker.
I was fucking your shit up. There's some DJs out here that know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
They had to go and replace everything.
Okay.
So I got blackballed, bro. I did it to myself, and then that other shit with the Nipsey thing that happened. So I just started traveling, bro. I just got on the road. I would print up before I even started doing music. I was printing up CDs. I had the whole shebang to do that. Package them, shrink wrap, all night. Look real professional. I did his. And so we would package that shit up, man. And I've always had some kind of a studio.
Okay.
I've always done my own thing. I've never had anybody else really touch my shit.
Right.
And so it was nothing for me. I could do it, so it was nothing for me to hop in these trucks and have a bottle of Hennessy and some weed and nice video playing in the drop down and a box full of product. You know, so I hit up everywhere I'm going. And that's how I became where I'm at right now. That's all.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
So what about you, Bo?
Me? Oh, man. You know, I like growing up in a poverty-stricken environment, man. You know, coming up, we were looking to latch on to something that that could help us to escape our reality. You know, when I was younger, and I remember watching videos like with LL Cool J. LL Cool J is what got me started rapping.
Okay.
When I first saw that video, he was like, remember, nobody can rap quite like I can. I take a muscle-bound man and put his face in the sand. That's what got it.
Okay.
That's what triggered me. Ever since then, I was like, I'm hooked. I was like, but in actuality, just hip-hop in general, when I could see, you know, brothers being able to tell their story and be noticed for it and actually get paid for it, living for it as a youngster.
Right.
That was amazing to me.
Okay.
I said I could tell my story and do it for it. You know what I mean? That did something to me at a young age, man. So I've been rapping my whole life.
Okay.
So I started writing, my first rhyme was what was it? My first rhyme, it was what I said. I said, "Damn, there goes another black brother down dead. The reason why he dead, cause he wasn't just a crackhead. He stole from his mama, which really was drama. That's why he's dead and gone and never coming back. Come." That's all I know. I'm thinking. I was 8.
The fact that you can still remember that though is fire though.
Yeah, I was 8. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
So
I don't even remember the verse I wrote yesterday.
Like,
hey, I've seen a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At a young age, but you know, and it never left me.
Okay.
So as time went by, I got in high school, and I was known for the bars. Like at lunchtime, you know what I'm saying? We used to, I used to have a homie, shout out to Norris. He used to beatbox for me.
Okay.
And you know, I used to spit rhymes all the time, and word got out. around the city that I was the one. I was the man. You know, Bookie got them bars and can't nobody see him.
Okay.
So other cats from other high schools was like, man, he ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You know how that go. Competition.
Right.
So cats used to literally come to my high school at lunchtime. Like on they lunch break, like lunchtime, they would come to my lunchtime at high school. Shout out to North High. And we would battle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At lunchtime, like right on the spot.
That's fire.
You know, and I was known for that. You know what I mean? And
what's your record?
What?
Yeah.
What?
You never lost?
Never.
Okay, I respect it. I mean,
honestly, if I got smoked, I would have admitted it. But nah, nobody ever smoked me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Awesome.
And so at the time, word got out with that my partner Dre. Shout out to Dre and Rob Anderson from it was Danger Zone Records.
Okay,
They was rapping back then. They heard about me or whatnot, and they got reached out, and so I started doing some recording with them, and you know, it was smooth, man. I remember that was kind of like how I got into how I was able to meet Full Life Records, who I had signed with.
Right, right.
But I was doing records with them first.
Okay.
Danger Zone, Dre and Rob, and at the time, Full Life Records was working on a project for Vontel.
Okay.
Vontel was one of the artists from the label.
One of the hardest in Phoenix, Arizona. But
check this out, Prince Polo Ski.
Oh,
you know
damn.
See, we deeply rooted, right?
I'm hearing it.
I knew you was going to trip out on that. But anyway, so they even brought Roger Troutman.
Okay.
Shout out to Roger Troutman, man. And he did a song, we did a song called For the Homies. I wasn't even supposed to be on that record. It was a record for Vontel featuring Roger Troutman. And the cast from Full Life Record, Dwayne Bowser, shout out to Dwayne Bowser, he heard my vocals. He's like, what the hell is this?
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom. It was like, that's Bookie. I was Bookie Loc back then.
Okay.
You know, we'll get into that later. But anyway, he was like,
please don't call him Bookie.
Hey. Anyway, that was Bookie Loc. Anyway, so I'm like, they was like, man, they want you to jump on this record with Roger Troutman. I'm like, with who? It's like Roger Troutman.
Right.
I was like, what? Hell yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So anyway, we recorded the record, man, and that was, I think it was Vontel's first single off of his album, Vision of a Dream.
Okay.
And so I had, you know, that was my breakthrough with them, with Full Life Records, as far as, you know, what I did on that record. They was pleased with the song. The song was dope. It was a song called This Is For the Homies.
Okay.
And so make a long story short with that, I guess things wasn't moving as fast as Rob and Dre had anticipated.
Okay.
So, you know, they then, I guess Dwayne had reached out and was like, what's up with Book? What you doing with Book? You know, y'all got some, you know, big things going. And they didn't want to sleep on me at the time.
Right.
So they knew they had something, but they just didn't want to sleep on me. So they was like, you know, we're going to talk to Book about it. Because Dwayne wanted to sign me.
Okay.
So he brought it to me. He was like, what you think? You know, we love you, we respect you, but we don't want to hold you back. So what you think?
Dope.
I said, what do y'all think? What do y'all think I should do? And they said that they think that I should, you know, sign with Full Life. So that's what I did. So that's how I ended up signing with Full Life Records.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, when I got over there, we immediately got to work. You know, shout out to iRock. We started working on my album Stressing at his studio.
Mm-hmm.
And you know they flew Big Bro Battle Cat out here, you know, to work on some of the projects, and Battle Cat was showing off, man. Like when Battle Cat came out here, he was just like, he was feeling my flow for one, but he came out here to show off. Like he just got started immediately, and him and iRock, they just went to collaborating on concepts and beats and shit. I was living in the studio, but
that's a dope story.
Bro, I did not sleep. Like I didn't go home. I was literally living in the studio. I was staying up for like, I could remember staying up for almost 3 days straight.
That's crazy.
I was just writing. You know what I'm saying? I was so starstruck and overwhelmed,
of course,
how fast my life was moving.
Right.
And so, you know, when at that moment, I knew what I had to do though, because the pressure was on me. And just to squeeze it in, you know, I left this little part out. My bro Probs, Daniel Lamb, shout out to Problems. He was supposed to be dropping his solo album before me.
Okay.
Because he was one of the reasons I got signed. And again, I just left all that out. I'm gonna squeeze that in. But,
right.
But Big Bro, you know what I'm saying? He played a big part in getting me, you know what I'm saying, noticed or whatnot as well. So he had got into a situation where he couldn't put his project out. So I was next up to him. And pretty much that's how I got it in the equation to, pretty much work on my album.
Okay.
And so when it got done, man, they went off, man. They didn't hold back. You know what I mean? It was properly funded.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you went to California at that time, man, I was on every bus stop ad in LA.
That's crazy.
Can you imagine that?
That's
How old were you?
I was 18.
Oh,
I was
man.
fresh. I was fresh out of high school
Oh,
when this was taking place. You know what I'm saying? And I got signed graduation night.
And for people that don't understand when you say, you know what I'm saying, because now everything's social media, right? But being on a bus stop ad in Cali, in LA, is a major thing. Like, it doesn't seem like something now because you just drive by billboards all the time and bus stop ads all the time. But back then, we was looking for them. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that's how you knew what was going on in the city. Who to follow, who to listen to. So that's dope, man. I love that.
Yeah, man. And back and forth from here to California, I got a chance to work with some of the greats. I had and for those of y'all that don't know, I haven't heard the project. Corrupt was on my first album. E40 was on my first album. OG Player Ham, you know what I'm saying? Lil Kiki from the South, Houston. It was just a great experience, bro. Like, bottom line, the whole situation was great. And it was surreal to me because I was still a baby. I was a youngster.
Right.
And I was around all my idols.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I even got a chance to meet Snoop the first time. Snoop was like, I'll never forget this. I was in the studio recording, and Snoop had some stuff he was working on. This is when he had first went with Master P.
Okay.
And his hair was kind of messed up. So I'm like, Snoop, man, I'm big. Snoop was like a god to me.
Right.
Then. So I'm like, Snoop, I'm a big fan, man. Could I just please get a picture? He was like, don't sweat it, G. Just let me get my hair twisted. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't be doing it like that. But once I get my hair twisted, you got that. I was like, just like that, bro. And I was like, for sure, Snoop, it was a pleasure to meet you. So I was having episodes like that, you know what I'm saying, at my age when these cats was in their prime running the world.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what I mean when I say it was surreal. But, so make a long story short, fast forward a little bit, we then formulated the Survivalists.
Right.
Which was a group that, consisted of me, my brother, and his brother, which is my brother, Preacher Loc is what we called him. He brought Preach in, and then we had Sabotage, and then my brother, Problems.
Yeah.
So that we had formulated the Survivalists. And same type of situation, man, because after the Stressing album, Dwayne and Khalid, shout out, rest in peace to Khalid, man, they was like motivated to go further. They wanted to go bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And so, we started moving around like to New York. I remember we was getting songs from Swiss Beats. When he was in his prime, the Rough Rider era, he was in the studio, Swiss Beats was just playing beat after beat, like, which one y'all want? You know what I'm saying? We in the studio snatching beats from Swiss. Other studio, Kanye West is in there with the braces on and shit, quiet as a mouse. Up in the studio slanging his beats before he got signed to Rockefeller.
Right.
I was a witness to all of this history, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
And so, back home, once we got home, a couple years went by, whatever, we got into that mode, and then things get stale, when you're dealing with situations, when you're a group or any organization, you're going to have your ups and downs.
Of course.
You got your yo-yo moments. And, it got weird, man. So I ended up leaving the label, for business reasons or whatnot. And then everything kind of went haywire. Everybody went their own way and it didn't work out. After that, I was like, what do I do from here? I got all of this exposure. I've had a machine behind me this whole time. And now I ain't got the machine no more.
Right.
So can I hold my own? What can I do on my own? What are my credentials are going to do for me from here on out?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I got a little nervous because, you know what I mean? I had never been put in that position. So I didn't have no answer. So like bro, I took a little break. I had to go back to work and figure out what my next move was going to be. I ended up going back to school, for musical engineering because I wanted to make sure I kept that craft going.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want that to fall off, so I went to school for musical engineering and kept my craft sharp. And then I ended up opening up a recording studio. You know what I'm saying? And opened up a little independent label called Bassman Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
So Bassman Entertainment consisted of just underground music, mixtapes.
Yeah.
You know, we was out the trunk all the time. I was a
beautiful time, man.
I was a hustler. I was a real hustler, though.
Yeah.
I can't say that about myself. When it came to my music, I was a straight hustler. Then I ran into the plug when it came to manufacturing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like the product. You know, like with my music, because I was having problems getting my stuff recorded and all of that. And I ran into Yo.
That was my forte. I was killing the game.
Yo was pressing. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, bro, yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I want y'all to dive into that, man, because that time, like, you know what I'm saying, had to be something crazy. You know what I mean? Because this had to be probably right around early 2000s, right?
Yes, definitely. Because
right around that time.
Yeah, because Stressin' dropped in '99.
Okay.
And then Survivalist came, and then a few years after that. So yeah, it was like
early, 03, 04, 05,
early
right
2000s.
Yeah.
Do you guys find it easier or harder to get music out because of you guys are obviously on live, right? So do you like it better, or do you like, doing it and working hard and getting those CDs out to people out at the clubs, at the bars, at the whatever it is?
I'm gonna tell you this. It was the grit grind, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we did that because that's what we had to do. But the objective is to work smarter, not harder.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime you can do what you love to do and have an easier route, that's always the go-to. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
We did what we had to do back in the day because we ain't had no other choice.
Right.
It was either that or nothing.
True. But do you miss it though?
Do I miss it?
Yeah, do you miss kind of like selling the CDs out of the back of the trunk, or whatever?
Yeah. I appreciate the experience.
Yeah,
I really do, but it wasn't an easy experience.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about going to Circle K's. Well, yeah, Circle K when QTs didn't exist back then. You talking about going to convenience stores and talking to people, and you getting more no's than yeses,
mm-hmm.
and having to have to fight through that. You know what I mean? For your career. You fighting for your career. Mm-hmm. And so you got to talk to people. You got to deal with people. Say, man, fuck off, man. I don't want that shit, man. You got to deal with all of that shit.
That's true. Yeah.
I was in the.
You got to deal with all of that shit.
I was in San Diego. I was booked for this show, and a dude rented a soccer mom van, little Toyota, whatever, Sienna or whatever. We drive all the way to San Diego, and the show don't happen. So I'm like Bookie. I'm a hustler with this shit. I really move it. And so my thing is that, and I'm gonna answer your question, but what you just said, niggas be like, I don't want to hear that shit. I remember I walked up on a nigga in San Diego, and we were at the Gaslamp District, and I'm handing CDs out. I don't even want no money for them because our show went to shit. So, but I still got product. So the niggas I'm with want to go to the beach and lay out on the beach.
Right,
I'm not that nigga, so I'm about to go drop me up at the. I think we was at the outside mall. Remember that outside mall by the pier? And so we were at that mall, and then we ended up at the Gaslamp District, and I ran into this nigga, and I was like, bro, hey man, get that. He was like, so this is you, huh? I said, yeah, man, I just want you to listen. I don't want no money for it. And then you rap, huh? Yeah, nigga, I rap, man. I just want you to let me hear something. Nigga, you got the whole CD.
Oh, you want to spit bars right there?
I'm supposed to, nigga, you got me tapped up. So it is that type of shit you go through.
That's fine.
But I loved it. I loved moving around, and because I like to shake hands and be in person with niggas. Mm-hmm. And I always believed in driving so you could meet everybody. We would fuck with you at the gas station filling up as we was headed to wherever we was going. We was fucking with you at the smoke shop. Mm-hmm. Like so I don't want to fly over everybody I'm supposed to shake hands with. I need to drive through and stop and shake hands with these motherfuckers. Right. And I need to have something to give them, whether it's shirts. I remember one time we would leave at a point in time. We'd leave a gas station and everybody there had a Yog Westwood shirt on by the time I left.
That's fire.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everybody there.
I will say this to elaborate what bro's saying and to elaborate on your question. that right there is a difference when it comes to the respect that people have for you. When they sing you out there, that's what separates certain artists from like the new age, you know, just with the real social media.
Actually have a real fan base.
For people to see you for years fighting for your career, they got a deep like respect for you when they see you doing your thing because they saw how hard you fought for your survival of what you were chasing. You get what I'm saying?
Right. But I loved it. I loved getting in that truck or however I was getting there and making that move. It was a high for me.
So then, do you not like the social media aspect?
Social media is, like he said, it's a good tool, but there's always a good and bad with shit. So social media is a lie. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna lie to you.
Illusion.
Big time. You faking it till you make it on this motherfucker. Like right now, I can make sure that they see what I want them to see. As I'm doing
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Where if I'm there and I pulled up at Circle K and I needed real time, they're gonna see me pumping gas.
Right.
Real time.
I didn't have somebody there to pump gas for me.
Right.
Ain't you Yog Westwood?
What you drive?
What I'm really driving in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like that's real life shit.
Yeah.
And I like real life shit.
Yeah.
This, what it did was that it just gave people, it gave the right people a platform, but it gave the wrong people a platform.
That's a fact.
So now, in order to find a Bookie or a Yog, you got to go through 1,500 dummies.
Right.
To go and listen to that one song that you thought was the one that you wanted to hear.
And we always complain about that too.
It sucks, bro, and it's giving these people a platform that they should not have.
And it's oversaturating the market.
Yes, it is.
Very much so.
So that's the bad part.
And then it makes it harder. So this is where pounding the pavement hasn't ended. It's still needed.
Okay.
Because you can do this all day. It's like having more tools to do your job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't send me to a fire without a hose.
Right.
So if I have more tools to do my job and I'm actually good, that's a plus for me.
Yeah.
Right. The bad part is I gotta go and fuck with 15 dummies.
Right.
To get to where I'm trying to go. You know what I'm saying? Because it's saturated.
Mm-hmm.
So, but man, getting in that truck with product, it ain't nothing like it.
It was an adrenaline rush.
It ain't nothing like it.
That's what gave me my drive. You get what I'm saying? To go out there and say, I ain't scared of y'all.
Nigga.
It was almost like some people are scared to talk to people.
Real shit.
You know what I'm saying? And present themselves. You know, some people, not everybody can do that.
Yeah.
Not everybody built for that. But to go out there and convince somebody that, you know, I'm him.
Right.
And you need to be a part of this. And you're going to give me some cash out of your pocket. No, you good. What it did was it started to give me a boost of confidence. And the more I did it, the more I craved it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I can do this. Like now you really can't tell me I can't do this because I did this shit all last week.
Right.
And I killed it. Look. like straight up, that's how it was.
And that's the contrast between what you see now is you see a lot of these artists making it through the digital space, but then being almost introverts. Like they don't really want to deal with people that way. It's like, let me perform my song and then let me go hide somewhere.
Because they know nothing about it.
Because they don't know how to get out there.
They don't know
and converse with people.
They don't.
Yeah.
This is a different time we living in. So it's like they're only doing what they know. Right. This is their era.
Right.
And I would love to see Cribs 2023.
I think they bringing it back.
Nigga, it's finna show you a whole bunch of broke niggas, man. The realness, there's gonna be certain people that aren't gonna be on that motherfucker because they don't have what it takes to get on there. But if you follow them on here, these niggas is doing the most.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So real life is always the better half of what's going on.
Yeah, I just want to say because I'm 43 and I remember going to shows. You know, whether it be a big, venue or it didn't matter. Back in the 90s, you always had people, even if it was like you went to a rock show, there was hip hop guys outside. If there was hip hop, there was rock guys outside. Like, you got to check this out, man. Yeah, and I love that because you got music, and kind of to you guys' point, the oversaturation is really bothersome to somebody who I love music, man. I just love consuming music, right? But you have to go through so much shit to get through what's good anymore. Whereas I felt like when people were actually out giving a CD or, hey man, you got a couple bucks for this CD or this tape, you know? Yeah, man, sure, here you go, you know, and it was fire, man. It was so good because they were so proud of their product, you know, and I just missed that. So that's kind of where that question came from.
You know what?
Because I really don't care for social media in a sense, because to kind of prove your point, you have to go through so much stuff to find somebody that you're like, oh, this actually is pretty good.
To the point to where you get exhausted.
Yes.
And you don't want to do it anymore.
Yes.
Right, man.
That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
it's crazy, man. This whole rap game thing is draining. It's fucking. It takes the last breath out of you, my nigga. It really, really does. And I've been blessed to where I ain't rich. Please don't. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But I've been blessed. I'm good.
Right.
And so I've been able to not worry about the money side of it.
Okay.
Mine was always just listen to me.
Right.
So I wasn't at Circle K selling shit. I was giving it to you.
Right.
Like, please just, and I'm giving you a packaged situation that looks like something that would cost you $13 at Circles.
Right.
You know, it's double sided. It's the clear case. It's the fat one.
Right.
You can undo it. I got credits. You know, the whole 9 yards.
Credits got a little poster.
You know,
here.
the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm giving you.
Talk that.
Giving you. You know what I'm saying? I had a show with King T back in 12. It might have been like 11. And we pulled up and we were in Whittier. And I had 3 other guys with me from Arizona. And we pulled up, we were in Whittier, and I knew nothing about Whittier. And so where the show was at, we had a hotel right there. And so then I was like, I got to get to where my people is at because I got a box full of product.
Right.
I got to get to where my people are at. So we end up at this smoke shop. And I'm sitting outside of the smoke shop, and it was none but white people walking in the smoke shop. I'm half white, so you still my people. So anyways, they walk. You know, it just I wasn't finna give them this rap music. It just wasn't clicking. One nigga walks up. Finally, bro, we are sitting out front of this damn
it's Whittier.
Bro,
yeah,
smoking, drinking. We having a great time, and it's just us 3.
Yeah.
Like, we ain't met nobody, we ain't nothing, right? We getting ready for this show. So, long story short, this dude walks up, and I'm in all black. My partner's is in all black, and he's blooding me up one side, down the other. And I won't hit him back with none of that gangbang shit. I just keep calling him bro or blah, blah, blah. So then I was like, where are you going? And he was like, oh, you can't go where I'm going. I was like, why? He was like, because you not like me. And I'm like, I know what he's talking about. He's a blood. I'm good.
Right.
You can read it. So he's telling me you can't go with me. And I'm like, nah, nigga, I'm going with you, bro. Where we going? This nigga takes me to the jungles, my nigga.
God damn.
To the jungles. One way in, one way out, bro. They flamed up. They out there doing their thing. Bro, when I left the jungles, I had 15 of them niggas come with me to the King T show.
That's fire.
That's real life.
That's
hands on.
Not only is that fire, that's bravery.
And that's one thing. That's one thing that I'm not better. I mean, better than anybody else. I bleed like you do, so I can't be scared of a nigga that bleeds like I bleed. Like, I don't understand that.
What do you believe in God, sir?
100%, and he kept.
That's why he went to the jungle.
Right. He kept me.
Amen.
Yeah.
There's many issues that could have happened. The places I go, like I can't take certain niggas with me because I know where I'm about to go.
Right.
And you don't know how to act.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of niggas that I love to death, but you can't go with me, my nigga, because you're gonna get us killed. I'm not finna get us killed. It's not gonna happen. I'm not dying.
Bombay ain't coming to the jungle.
Not coming to the jungle. No.
No. You gonna stay at the room.
Yeah, you might have to stay in the room. Yeah. But yeah, man.
To kind of end on like do you guys like that the physical copies are coming back? You know, like vinyl
away.
and even tapes are even coming back. I'm seeing now.
We from that era.
So I'm in Utah. I'm in Utah for Christmas, and my wife's cousins would be her grandson, who's like 18.
Okay.
This fool is running around trying to find. He's buying up all the old vinyls.
That's no.
Of LL Cool J's, Eazy-E's, name somebody. You know, it's all old school music. The other day I was driving down the street and it's I just hear dum 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 dum. Who is that? Spice One.
Spice One.
I hear Spice One, and I'm like, somebody beating the shit out there, right? So I look to my right, and it's this kid, and I mean kid, in this big ass truck. He got all the windows down, dum 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 dum, and I said, "Hey man, turn that shit down." He was like, "What's up?" I said, "What do you know about Spice One?" This nigga said, "Oh, my daddy put me on to him." And then the light changed and we went on about our business. But no, this shit's coming back with a vengeance.
Yeah. Check this out. Cats in California, they gravitate more to the old West Coast sound than the new school sound. West Coast sound.
Osama, there's a new guy out right now named Osama, and that sound that they're putting out is my shit in '93.
Yeah.
The beat is Bookie in '93. You know what I'm saying? That's paying homage. That's 100% paying homage. Niggas in LA is going back to Jerry Curls, house shoes, and Dickies, bro.
Yes.
That shit's coming back, and I fucking love it.
Yes.
I told my wife, I'm almost 50. I'm 47 years old. I told my wife, I said, "Do you think I'm still going to have braids at 55? She was like, "Yes." "Am I still going to be wearing T-shirts and jeans?" "Yes, you are."
Yeah, I mean, I tell my wife all the time, I'm gonna have Dickies to the day I die. Like it's not
a way of life.
You know what I mean?
It's a way of life, man.
Matter of fact, we had a funny story, man. We had an award show to go to, not at the beginning of last year, beginning of 2022, and I legit was trying to find me like a Dickie suit, like a full blown. Like I was.
It's difficult these days.
I can't. You can't find it,
bro. I still got mine. I
was telling him, I'm like, I'm going as like a light skinned Ice Cube. Like that's what we doing. Like everybody wants to put their suits on.
You got to go to like the construction warehouses.
Oh yeah. That's what I need.
I still got shit that with the print on the back and my first album I dropped was called Westbound I-10, and I have a Dickie suit, but the shirt says huge as fuck Westbound I-10 the album. And I'm a walking billboard as big as I am. That thing is I got another one that says AZ Up. That's my thing, AZ Up. So I keep my Dickies, bro. I'm keeping them, and I think I just wore one of them the other day.
I used to
real quick.
Just to give you a quick image, a visual of how I used to look in high school. I used to have a big fro like Snoop Dogg.
Okay.
It's high school, freshman year, right? I used to wear the muscle shirt with the Dickies and the house shoes, going to high school. You know, that was my look. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and it was like that on the regular.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I'm used to that attire. You know what I mean? So
I'm gonna fuck you up.
Totally different.
When I was a freshman, I thought I was a gang member in a school that didn't have a gang.
Okay.
So I was the nigga.
Right.
I had the football team thinking we was Crips. Stupid shit. Then I get kicked out of there, end up in a real gang-infested school, South Mountain High School.
Right. And
I didn't want to play that shit. I was scared of that shit. Like, this is real over here. They not playing. So I went to bum stickity bum bum. I had the cross colors. You know what I'm saying? I was with the boots and shit.
Okay.
By about, I don't know, my junior year is probably when I started the T-shirts and the Dickies and all that good shit. But yeah, I didn't dress like this in high school, not at all.
That's dope.
Not at all.
Since we're kind of here,
Yeah.
what do you guys think of hip hop today? The state of hip hop today. Do you like where it's at?
Well, no, I don't.
Okay. Why not?
I'll tell you why I don't.
Okay.
The reason why I don't is because artists are afraid to be themselves. You understand?
That's
Coming from our era, you had to be yourself. It was like a Apollo effect. We wasn't dealing with no nonsense. You couldn't just come with no regular shit. If you wasn't gangster, you might not want to play with that. Just be yourself. You get what I'm saying? Because you don't get checked.
Right.
So you don't want to play around with that. Leave that alone. Be yourself. But there was a conscious era where they weren't afraid to be themselves back when you was growing up.
That's
you know what I'm saying? I was a fan of conscious rap. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I mean, you know, when Q-Tip and the boys, you know what I'm saying? A Tribe Called Quest was doing their thing. You know, we come from the hood, land of the gang. Well, that's the West Coast, but you know, we come from a gangbang era. You know what I'm saying? So we wasn't hearing that all the time. We was hearing E40. We was hearing Too Short.
Right.
We was hearing NWA. You know, that was in our hoods.
Yeah.
But Tribe Called Quest, I love Tribe Called Quest. I love Mos Def, Talib Kweli, Common. I was fucking with all of them. But these days, it's more about what's selling. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as labels are concerned,
that's funny.
You know, when they got artists that are involved with them, they're not saying, you know what, you got full creative control. I signed you because I believe in you, like they did DMX. You know, DMX, you do whatever you want to do. That's why we signed you. They don't do that no more. It's like this is what we need from you. We need this auto tune. These are the type of type of songs that we need you to create, and this is how we're going to market you. So it's no creative control for the artist. Therefore, you hear a Google artist that sounds
like that.
It's all copycats.
And you can't differentiate. This was something that was really big in my time. I knew where you was from just by how you rap.
Exactly.
You had a sound of where you at, and now everybody's from Detroit doing drill music. Everybody, even the little nigga that we was just talking about, Osama, with the new West Coast beats. He still got that Detroit drill sound. That's what I don't like about it.
Okay.
Little nigga hard. But the one thing I do like about it is he's saying something. He's not saying dumb shit like the rest of these niggas.
Right.
But it's not. You probably wouldn't know he was from L.A. You know what I'm saying? Because he sounds like he's doing the Detroit drill shit.
Think about it. Public Enemy. I'll say it again. NWA. I'll say LL Cool J. I'll say Run DMC. I'll say Houdini. I'll say Queen Latifah. I'll say MC Light. MC Shan. Did any of these individuals sound like that? The next artist? No. All of them had their own sound. I rest my case.
Yeah, and that's what I don't like about the scene. And I never thought about what he was saying about why it's like that. It's made to be like that.
Oh, it's made to be like that.
So at this point, niggas that really do their own thing, no matter how big you got, you're pretty much underground.
Yeah.
Right.
You're pretty much gonna stay underground because you won't conform to
what the industry wants.
What the industry is asking you to do.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And I never will. I'm never gonna try to. Nigga, I ain't gonna lie. I done got in the studio and tried to auto-tune. I'm not gonna lie to you. I done got in there and been lied to and said it sounded great and get back there the next day and hurry up and delete it because I can't believe I even played with the shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa.
Right.
So I've tried to conform. I'm not gonna say conform, but I've tried to do something different, and I'm just calling it what I do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My voice works for what I do.
Yeah.
His voice works. I don't want to hear Bookie try to sound like me.
Right.
And I know damn well he don't want me to come in with the real slow, low voice and real calm. And I'm not him.
Right.
He's the calm one. I'm finna get on there, nigga. Let's get loud. You know, and I'm just bomb at what I do, so I'm never gonna be able to make that switch, bro.
So
it's not gonna happen.
And you don't want to.
I tried.
That's the thing. Some motherfuckers are comfortable making that switch.
I tried it. It just ain't.
Like, what you want me to do? What the hell? I'll tap dance for you. I'll tap dance for you. You want me to go here? I'll go here too.
Right. I think this nigga had the energy today.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of tap dancing going on, man. Fellas, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's a lot of tap dancing.
And you know, all jokes aside, I think that's why. I think that's why this you know, getting into the project, man. This for the culture is needed, and just the snippets of the stuff that we've been, you know, hearing over social media. You know what I'm saying? It's been incredible. And I really, and I was telling him actually before you guys came through, I said, I really love that it's you two guys that's really putting this project together because, like you just said, the energy, right? The contrast in how you guys attack things
works so good.
Is so beautiful. Like, you got this calm energy with you, but then you got this hype energy with you, and it just works. And then you guys are doing something that, as I tell him and I tell everybody, I'm Big West. I'm Westy. Like, if it's West Coast, even if it's kind of whack, I might still like it a little bit.
You on that.
You know what I'm saying? I might, if the beat slap, there's a little bias. There's a little bias. Like, you might not be lyrical, but I'm like, man, that nigga was spitting some shit, man. Like, for real. I'm like, he wasn't saying a motherfucking thing. But man, that shit. So I love the fact that you guys are bringing that back. as well as shining a light and showcasing the OGs. And I've seen, snippets of interviews with you guys and really talking about who's on the project and really saying it's not a Bookie and a Yog project. This is a OG Arizona project.
That's right.
So talk to us. Let's get into the project. Talk to us about what people are to expect from this project, how long it may be. Let's get into it. We flip a coin.
Yeah. The project is probably going to be about no less than about 14 tracks on the album.
Okay.
You named everybody already. The only one that you named that's not on there is Richie Evans, and it's coming.
Okay.
So I've already been in contact with him. He's moving so big and bad right now.
He's active right now.
Yeah, I don't even want to
represent the city right now.
Yeah,
no,
100%. So you got to let him do him. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So it'll come. It's coming. It's already in talks. But Willie North Pole, iRock, Bookie, me, OTS, Cat the Mac,
Charlie West,
Hero, K-Swiss, Hero, Miss Veen. I'm trying to look at the songs. Checking Traps,
Oh, nice.
J Mello,
Black Monroe,
Akeevan Griffin,
Nice.
Black Monroe, AZ Friday.
Man,
who else we got? We got
this sounds like
Socrates, The
Goddamn.
Don, Casey
Mayhem.
the General, Mayhem from back in the days.
Jeez.
Scooter Thomas,
Dirty Dog, Bombay.
on there.
We got shit, man.
And you notice all these names that we naming, like a lot of people who are probably even listening, some probably know who we talking about, but a lot don't.
Right.
And that's another reason why we putting this project
It
out for
means
the
something to
OGs.
do
It
that.
means something for y'all to do y'all history on y'all forefathers.
That's a
people
fact.
that came before y'all.
That's a
See,
fact.
everybody wants to look at Arizona like we don't have that culture here.
Right.
What's the Arizona sound? And they're so worried about an Arizona sound. And
Right.
I'm Arizona, my nigga. It's all over me. I'm Arizona. I'm not nothing else.
Right.
And I bang West Coast.
Right.
And we don't have no water here. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no water here. We're not on no kind of coast. But that's what raised me.
I'm glad you said that.
That's what raised me, and that's what I pay homage to. I mean, our entire culture is LA. I mean, just really look at it. We're not down south. We're not East Coast. So the culture is here. It's been here. We just don't pay homage to it.
Right.
We don't pay homage to the ones that laid it to where the clubs know that we can make money off of an artist that needs to debut his shit.
Right.
The clubs aren't scared of that no more because we did that. We showed you that we can do that.
Right.
So now, little nigga, you can go to the club and negotiate the door.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So who did that for y'all?
That's a
Who the
fact.
fuck did that for y'all? We did.
We did.
And every nigga on this motherfucking album did for you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what has to be. You got to pay homage to the forefathers of what
Look, check this
paved
out.
the road.
Check this out. Even iRock, even he tried to solidify it for us by separating that because he is right. LA's right there, and that's what we knew, right?
Fifth Coast.
We tried Fifth Coast.
Right.
Damn right.
iRock.
I thought that was
big
brilliant.
bro. He introduced that to the city, Fifth Coast. Cats should be screaming that shit all day.
All
every day.
day,
That should
exactly.
just be a thing, like how motherfuckers throw up the dub from California.
Right.
Motherfuckers should be throwing up the 5 here.
Yeah. That's
I
a
agree
great
with that.
point.
That was
That's a great
genius.
point. And even as I was going back and listening to, some of the older tracks, like The Soldier and what is it? The Game. Some of those. And you guys were screaming the Fifth Coast all over projects back then, right? So that's a great point. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm glad that you guys are doing this because there is so much history. You know what I'm saying? That mixtape era where you guys were not dropping mixtapes. Let's just be honest about it. You guys were dropping projects. Like these were albums. They were street albums.
They used to ask me, I'll correct a nigga so fast on that mixtape shit.
Right.
Because I've never dropped a mixtape.
Right.
Every song I got is original.
Right.
Everything I put out was original. I know the producer, I paid for it, I made it, whatever. You're not getting this on YouTube. You're not about to download this shit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do that.
Right.
It was real. We didn't have that, as a matter of fact, back in the day.
No.
You couldn't do that shit.
No.
You better find an instrumental somewhere if you could.
Oh man.
Long
wired it up.
Or the single cassette that might have came with the instrumental. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can record over that motherfucker, but yeah, full projects. I don't know if you've ever did a mixtape.
I've done plenty.
I have done. I've never done a mixtape.
Yeah, I've done. You know, you.
So I'm better than you now.
Yeah, whatever. You package some of my shit. Some of my.
I package a whole lot of good shit.
Basement.
Yeah.
Some of those was mixtape. Most of those was mixtape.
Okay.
Mixtape.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't do the mixtape thing, but I didn't do the mixtape thing because I had a studio and I knew how to do what I was doing.
Right.
So I didn't have, and I made beats. So I didn't have, my whole first album was all me. Like, I didn't want you telling me shit.
Okay.
Like, you couldn't have came in there and said, bro, and I wish I would let somebody do that. Oh, God, I would, because I listen to that shit now. Like, nigga.
Right.
You did that.
Right.
But I didn't, so my whole first album, I produced every beat, I recorded it, I engineered it, I. My second album, I kind of opened up a little bit, and then I got wrapped up with Young Wax.
Okay.
And me and that nigga did a compilation album together, full album.
I'm still not sure about that.
But still, what I learned from that was that nigga made me better. Like it was the friendly competition thing. Like, I ain't finna let this nigga shit on me.
Right.
I'm not finna do it. So every song, it's like me and this nigga was trying to prove something to each other. So the lyrics, the lyrics are ridiculous on the situation. It's ridiculous.
It's fine.
And that's when I realized, nigga, two hands clap better than one. Why are you sitting around here trying to make a sound by yourself? You know what I'm saying? Get with a nigga, man. Fuck with somebody.
Yeah. So that's what, so as far as the sound, and I got two questions. What can we expect as far as the sound, production-wise? And then, when do you guys expect it to come out? Truthfully. Or is there no real date right now?
Well, the single dropping on the 21st of this month.
Okay.
So
The single for the culture.
Yeah,
That's
me
the
and him, we
opening
dropping
song.
that video, all that. So to represent the whole project, as a whole.
Okay.
So we'll drop it February 21st.
Okay. You guys got a video already shot to it?
There
Yeah,
you
we
go.
was looking at
Everything
the
will
edits
drop on the
yesterday.
21st.
Yeah, so
The video's ridiculous.
it's a Friday remake.
Oh, really?
Hold on.
Hold
Guess who Yog playing?
Just guess.
Think about it. In Friday.
Friday #1, the first one.
I can't think of the name, but I'm thinking ice cream truck, bro.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Big Worm.
Big Worm. Thank
pulled
you.
up in the rag top, and dropped the ass, and threatened them niggas.
That's hard.
And all that shit.
That's hard.
Aced it though. That shit was crazy.
That's hard.
I play Ice Cube, so I got the meme.
That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? And my boy.
Then
shout out to Planet Paul.
Planet
You know
Paul
what I'm
is
saying?
a
He
nut. This
I'm talking
nigga,
about to the T.
you thought
Really?
he was Smokey, bro. You really
He
did.
did it. He did
We got
a
him in
great
the
job.
chicken coop. We got him
Great
trying
job,
to count the
man.
money out to me, and he flips it over and keeps counting, and
Just a great job.
and
you
he
know what I'm
acts
saying?
and looks exactly like this nigga
So is the video coming out
on the 21st.
on the 21st? So everything's dropping on the 21st. I can't
Yes,
wait.
sir.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fire.
I can't wait.
Sound wise, bro, I can't say it's an Arizona sound. It's
It's a mixture.
motherfucking hard.
The slappers.
It's just slappers, bro. It's just,
Okay.
I just can't.
It's a mixture, man. Like when I hear it, I hear West all over it. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, like the essence of where we come from. So you're going to hear that. But it's a mixture of like a variety of different styles.
Okay.
Because not everybody, like I said, with our era, everybody was trying to sound like them.
Right.
They weren't trying to sound like him or him.
So it
This
really
beat,
brought flavor to it.
So it got a mixture of flavors to it. You know what
About
I'm
a
saying?
flavor. And the other thing about this, how it panned out was a lot of these niggas wasn't even in the lab together.
Okay.
No.
It was find the beat. Can you shit on it? Shit on it. And then we'll go from your verse and go get somebody to do a hook.
Okay.
But hold on. It was worse than that. We needed these niggas to diarrhea on that motherfuckers.
Because
Because shit on the track wasn't enough. We both kind of.
I'll cut you.
Right.
I'll cut you. If it didn't work, you got cut, bro. So there's
Okay.
We needed that diarrhea. You know what I'm
So
saying?
there's shit that didn't make it.
I don't want to say they didn't make it. It didn't fit the vibe of the album.
Okay.
It might have been the wrong beat.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It might have been
That's fair.
we put the wrong something on there. I'm not gonna sit there and act like everything we touch is gold.
So how much do you
I
guys?
like that.
Go ahead.
No, I like that though, man, because a lot of people don't admit that they will cut stuff.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Because be like,
cut.
oh man, that's my guy. He's on there
I'll
anyways,
cut.
You don't
and
even
it just
remember
doesn't
this.
sound right, bro.
You don't even
I got my
remember
pair of
this.
scissors in my back pocket right
I have a song called
Shit.
I have a song called Big
Thanks,
Boss
Taylor.
Hog. It was my first single I ever dropped. Do you remember being on that song?
What song was it?
Big Boss Hog. It was
Yeah, of
48th
course.
Street.
Yeah.
You know you're not on the song no
Big
more.
Boss Hog. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I cut Bookie years ago before we was even
I
this
remember
close.
that. I remember that.
Not that he didn't. It wasn't about Bookie. It was just this got to be my song.
Right.
I got
Yeah,
to
of course, right.
That's
but,
all.
but hold on. Did I cry about it? No.
Fuck no.
Right.
Fuck
You
no.
got some emotional, and we can talk about that later. Though.
Yeah.
Emotions run amok with it when we come to cut.
Yeah.
Bro, it's gonna be.
Emotions run amok.
I hope it
You'd be
doesn't.
surprised how these rappers act when they get cut.
I hope
They don't
these
like me no
niggas
more.
don't
So I don't like it no more.
But I'm just waiting for it. I'm waiting for the you cut me. I can't believe it, or you didn't call me, or why ain't I on it, or And I can't be responsible for every fucking rapper that thinks they're a rapper and should be
Right.
debuted on this.
Right.
I didn't tell nobody no unless you were under 40. If
Okay.
you was under 40, I didn't want you on this. This wasn't for you.
Right.
We got something in the plans for that any damn way.
Right.
But that was the only person I said you couldn't get on if you was under that age. So niggas would call. And if you didn't call me, I'm sorry that I didn't think about you while we was there brainstorming.
Right.
But that doesn't mean you couldn't have got on. You could have hit me and I could have, my
Work
bad.
something out.
Let's send you this beat and let's see if it worked. But if they didn't hit, I just really don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear. Why should we have an issue with that when you could have?
Right.
There shouldn't be no issue with that
Oh,
because
there will be. There will be.
I know, but there shouldn't be though because
Yeah.
it's just you hear it all the time, man. There's stuff that people will, and it's just like, man, that just doesn't match up.
It doesn't work.
And then also too, people try to compete against each other as well, which you'll hear, and you'll be like, well, that doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
Like, be on the song together.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Match
Right.
each other.
Right.
Don't try to outperform because you'll hear that sometimes. People
Mhm.
trying to outperform somebody else.
Yeah, no, you're right, and a lot of it has to do with emotions. Once again, when you're dealing with a business, if you're a businessman and somebody tells you to your face, you didn't make the cut, you should look them right back in their face and say, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Let me know we can do some more business, and if you got another slot for me, that is rare.
But it's that easy.
Exactly, but the game is like a lot of cats ride off of emotion, so they take it personal. And this is a business. A lot of times people can't separate the two. If I'm kicking it with you, we laugh. You crazy, man? What's up, man? You going over there this week? I said you didn't. Bobo. That's personal to them, right? Which it is. But a lot of people can't shut that off when it comes to time to do business.
Right.
When you put your business hat on,
Right.
they're still personal. They still got their personal hat on. So when you coming at them different, and then you say something that they don't want to hear,
Right.
all of a sudden you different, or you shady, or you funny style, or you this or you that, because you didn't take the time out to switch hats. Ain't got shit to do with me. You understand? So catch up, homie.
Say that.
And we deal with that when people get let down. People don't want to hear the word no because they don't know how to handle
They
it.
don't know how to react to
They don't know how to react to it.
That's a fact.
So so we're dealing with a bunch of individuals who do not want to put that hat on because they can't accept rejection. You understand? I can accept rejection. You know why I can accept rejection? Because I grew up around gangsters.
Right.
No filters. You understand? If a motherfucker said, nigga, that shit is whack. The fuck is that? Nigga, take that shit off this record.
Ain't
And you have to sit there and deal with that shit. I'm around gangsters, right?
Yeah.
Boom, that shit is garbage, nigga. What you sleeping or something, motherfucker? That's the wackest shit I ever heard.
Yeah.
And niggas talking to me like that coming up.
Right.
That's the era I grew up in, right?
Right.
So you had to build tough skin. You had to build alligator skin. You know what I'm saying?
These niggas would be so hurt. You say some shit like that, they'll kill your ass.
They get
Oh,
so
Pop
emotional.
you right, motherfucker there.
Right.
Shit. Pow.
And the crazy thing about all that too is like the music's
Bitch
recorded.
Bitch ass.
You know what I'm saying?
Eat that with your bitch ass.
Oh man.
Sensitive ass people.
But like, the crazy shit about that is that the music's recorded. So even if you didn't make the cut, who knows, man? 6 months, a year down the line, that's a whole nother project. But now because you done whined about it, and when you cried about it, now you off the next one and the next one and the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Like y'all might have a whole nother project based on this one.
Exactly.
But so yeah, it's tough.
Be a man.
Exactly.
A lot of that comes from youngsters growing up with no father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're too emotional.
Yeah.
They got more of their mama in them than they daddy. So when a man come at you and tell you like it is, you get emotional because you didn't have your father around you to say, man, shut your ass up.
Right.
Stand up.
Right.
You know, you never felt that vibration in your body as a youngster. And that is a great fact, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I grew up with no father. You understand? So I grew up in an environment where if that sensitivity, if you reaped any of that, you'll get your ass whooped.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You get stomped, you get slapped, punched, socked,
right,
hit in the chest. Punk ass nigga.
Right.
So the streets was my father. The streets taught me how to be a man. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But not everybody got that ass whooping from the streets. You get me?
Real shit.
So when do you guys have a time frame when this is coming up?
So
is it this year?
Oh yeah.
Can you say that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm out with
It's gonna be soon. It's gonna be real soon.
Okay.
But I am a single fanatic. I play this game like poker, and I don't show my whole hand.
I'm glad you said something about that.
Yeah, I don't want to show my whole hand because if you don't have, it's all in how you do it, and if you don't have the means to know how to drop a full album, then it's dead in the water in 2-3 weeks to 30 days. Nobody's talking
30
about
days
that
tops.
Yes,
because I think it's important to even keep it going after the fact too.
Fucking
Like,
right.
because what happens, man? People drop projects, right? They drop a single, maybe two, right before the project comes out. Project comes out, then dead. Then you don't hear nothing for like 2 years. You're like, what happened? This project was fire. More people need to keep hearing it. Drop at least 2 or 3 more singles and a couple visuals to go along with it.
Can I say something about that?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
One of the reasons why that's such a regular thing is because artists don't have a business mind to have some type of game plan on how their project is going to be laid out.
Right.
They go in the studio excited to do music, and then once the project is done, there's this question of now what?
Right.
And then most artists suffer from that. You know, they get the shit done, and then it's now what? And then you sit back, you got a project, you want the world to hear it so bad to where you just put it out immediately, and then you get the same reaction, you get the same effects. Whereas an individual like me, Yog, or anybody else who bought their business, they understand the thing that you said about singles and milking it and all of that. If you put those things into perspective when you come to putting out a project, then you'll get better results.
Right.
That's just how the shit goes.
Right.
A lot of these artists are doing songs and putting out projects for their aunties and their uncles and their homeboys and motherfuckers who showing them love on social media.
Right.
See what you know how I run my social media? I focus on everybody outside of who I know. That's who I'm trying to reach.
Right.
I don't feed into my little baby social media emoji circle with the fires and the hey, you killing it, Book.
Right.
I already got them.
Right.
So if I'm trying to grow and get and really touch the world, I have to put them to the side and focus on complete strangers. And a lot of these artists don't take the time out to do that.
That's a fact.
That is. Yep.
That's a great point.
and they don't like you said, it's the business mind of it. And I don't even claim to be business minded, but
I think you are more than you think that you are.
But it's not rocket science either.
But
I guess it is.
I would disagree with you though, because I really think a lot of people, and this goes with a lot of businesses, not just music, and a lot of people just can't see what to do with whatever it is. Like even if you've made something, what do I do with this? It's done now. What do I do with it? Right. You don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you do have the business mindset of, oh, okay, let's drop this single on the 21st. Okay, we're dropping visuals with it. Let's ride this for about a month. I don't know.
That's exactly what the
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then
you need a record company.
And then then let's drop another one. And towards the end of March.
That's the plan.
With visuals.
That's
okay.
The plan.
Let people feel this. You know what I mean? And then you drop the product, whatever it is. However,
I have
goes,
an album that I have not dropped. It's called I'm Him, and I put it together in 2017.
Okay.
So anything you've seen from me from 2017 to now is all on one album that I've never dropped, but there's visuals and singles and the whole nine to it. And I milked it, and I milked it, and I milked it. Now, I should have dropped the damn album, don't get me wrong.
Right.
Other things happen with me.
Yeah.
But it's the build up to the finale. You know what I'm saying? And so I just cannot give you all my eggs right now. I can't show you what game are we playing if you know what I have in my hand? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what game is that. So you can't do that. So our plan is we're gonna drop this one on the 21st. I sent you guys 3 different songs, and they're in no order of how they're going to be dropped. These are just songs that I know that are done.
Okay.
And I believe that every song on this album is
potentially a single.
It's worthy.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter to me. I don't think it's going to matter how we drop or what we drop next, because they're all fire. Every one of them are, and it just has to be done that way. It's got to be dropped that way.
I got another point real quick. Patience.
Yeah.
Timing, right?
Yes.
When you put a song out, artists in their mind, they put a record out, and then when they get tired of it,
it's over.
They want to move to the next record because they are.
So that's why you get artists that wake up every fucking day and have a microphone and a little mixer, and they're making their music last night, and today it's dropped.
Yeah.
And that's every fucking day. Why, nigga? How do you drop a song every day?
Right.
You didn't even drop it right. You put no promotion behind it. There's no visuals.
Right.
There's no absolutely nothing. And all you did was drop it. You didn't even take the what's it called, the link, and flood everybody's inbox with shit.
Right.
Like you did nothing.
And then when you drop it, a lot of artists don't realize that that song don't belong to you anymore. It belongs to the world. You know what I'm saying? So with the patience of putting a record out and then getting tired of it, if you don't have that concept in your head that who gives a shit about you being tired of the record, and you realizing that the world is very big and it takes time for people to catch on, get word of that the song is even out, all of that, you got to give all of that time.
Yeah.
And a lot of artists don't think like that.
Right.
And that's why they lose and they can come back with the same results, because they're not patient enough, because they are too impatient with trying to get there. Like, homie, calm down.
Slow down.
You know what I'm saying?
Think about what you're doing.
Take care of your record. When you put a song out, like we used to do, go out there and fight for your career.
Right.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
you guys have that from experience of being in the streets and doing that. You know what I'm saying? Where now it's everything's so popcorn and social media, and that's where they're getting wrapped into how things are today. And you're absolutely right in the way that they need to do that. But going back to having to hit the streets, having to work for your brand, for your sound, when you don't have to do that, you don't understand. It's just like, and you got to remember too, it's the algorithms of shit too, right? I always say this. We put out posts sometimes that we won't get no hits. Year later, we'll get, and like, he'll call me and be like, bro, did you see the such and such video? That motherfucker just hit like 100 in an hour. Like, what? I don't know. Somebody got it. You know what I'm saying? So to your guys' point, you never know. Like D Smoke dropped an album that his debut album, he ran it for 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years, kept dropping singles, dropped a deluxe version, had us still waiting, and then dropped another one. And he's still working that album from damn near a year and a half ago. So to your guys' point, that is the way to go. And
I'll work it till you, man. I will work a song until you just can't work it no more.
Right.
You remember that? What's his name with the dead eye?
Fetty
Wap.
Yeah.
Baby say hello.
Man.
Do you know they if I'm not mistaken, they pushed that record for over a year, just that one song until it hit.
Right.
And that was one of the biggest songs in the world when it hit. But the fact that they stayed on that one record is the point that I'm making when it comes to patience. If you know that your record got traction, it got engagement or whatnot, then Focus on your analytics, and that's another point. Individuals like artists don't want to do the behind the scenes. They don't want to focus on algorithms. They don't want to focus on analytics. They don't want to keep track of the progress that they're getting in 1 week, and then the second week look at the progress and seeing if the progress is better than last week. And all of this shit that I'm saying right now is blowing their minds now just by listening to it.
Right.
They don't want to do it. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Because that's the key to your success, man.
Yeah,
You gotta focus on that. We are in the music business, man. This ain't the rap business.
Right.
This is the music industry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And at the end of the day, I've said for years is that niggas put the music before the business. I'm not in the music business. I'm in the business of music.
Mm-hmm.
So my business has to come first.
Yes.
And I didn't know that in the beginning. I just had it and I was giving it to you. I didn't know. I didn't even register my shit back in the days. I didn't know nothing about that shit.
Right.
And so that's because I was just into the music. I was hype. I got it. And then when the shit starts happening and you're not making no money, nigga, shit is weird. Well, nigga, that's because you didn't do your business.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So why would you put McDonald's ain't in the hamburger business. They're in the business of burgers.
Right.
Their
That's
business
a fact.
is right at from day one.
Yeah.
You know? So if these little niggas don't know that, holler at me. I'll teach you a little bit. It's going to cost you a little bit.
Right.
There you go. Yeah,
I'll teach you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So before we get on out of here, man, is there anything that we missed? Obviously, For the Culture, man, coming out real soon. Don't know when, but excited. But is there anything you guys want to, touch on real quick, or any shout outs, whatever, you know what I'm saying, before we get out of here?
It's for the culture all day, man. That's what we focusing on right now. We got other things that we working on, but it's for the culture. Hashtag for the culture. Everybody listening. It's Gramo ENT on mines, man. You can find me at Bookie Beats. I'm cooking beats though, by the way. Too.
I'm seeing the videos.
I'm on a whole another wavelength with the beats right now,
Okay.
so I'm focusing on that. But it's for the culture, man. For the culture, the single dropping February 21st. But at Bookie Beats, man, check us out for real.
Yeah, I just think that with what we're doing, I expect the city to get behind it. I'm not asking you, like, nigga. We got everybody on this bitch, man. Everybody. Why would you not get behind it?
Yeah.
So hashtag for the culture. We need that. We need that. And I expect the city to get behind it. Everyone, the radio shows have.
Yeah.
Everybody's calling. Hype Magazine is calling.
Oh.
So it's big things going on with it, and everybody talks about no local support and nobody's made it because of well, here's another chance to get behind something that's worth something. Fucking do it. That's what I expect. Yog Westwood, everything on every platform. The Factory Music.
And this is the fifth coast, and you got two of the brothers pioneering for y'all. Jump on board.
Jump on board, man. Real shit.
Real shit for.
Real shit.
We appreciate you fellas, man.
Likewise.
Again, For the Culture. Make sure y'all tap in. And yeah, man.
Thank you guys so much for coming on, man.
Appreciate you.
Come back anytime.
Yeah.
The door's open.
If you have us, we here, man.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
man. More projects, whatever. I would love to have you guys. We could talk about anything, man. This could have been a 2-hour podcast.
Yeah, it could.
Easy, man.
I'm gonna add one more little thing is
For
that
sure.
after this project, we have a plan to do what we're calling bridging the gap. And that is taking the older niggas and grabbing some young niggas and doing a whole nother For the Culture project. So, yeah, if you was under 40, it was a no-go on this one. But we got something for you.
Get your bars up.
Get
There
your
you
bars
go.
up.
Come in the
And the
house.
other thing that I want to do with it is I really want to bring in like a whole, because I'm doing all the recording, the engineering, and everything. I want to bring a younger nigga in with that vibe.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And let them get a little piece of what's going on.
Yeah.
And teach them how to make this work. It doesn't have to, again, it's not me and Bookie. We just giving you the platform to do it. That's what we did. We opened up the studio. We provided the beats. The timing, the everything, the blah, blah, blah. That's for you, man. It ain't helping me do shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, we coming, we not finna stop. This is something that can go forever.
Okay.
This is something that can really be passed down to the next generation when me and Bookie tired of doing it.
We literally trying to contribute back to the culture, like how Timberland and Swiss Beats did with the verses. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
Like bringing something to the culture that everybody can appreciate. That's pretty much what we are doing with this project and this whole movement in general.
Okay.
So when we say
Love
for the culture, we mean for the culture.
Yes,
We
sir.
literally mean that.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
There it is.
Awesome. You guys stay safe. You guys stay positive out there.
And as always, this is the Gray Space. Peace.
Anticipated like Harold and Kane at the light. Niggas thought I made a left, then I came with a right. Nigga, we undisputed. Close your eyes, say goodnight.
It's alright, lil' cuz you can never understand it. I be having Christians like, boy, goddamn it.